Right, get straight back into it with yesterday's result. I had me little rant yesterday. I couldn't go to bed after watching that game yesterday. But we're back in the Manchester's my heaven football suite. It is heaven in here, isn't it? As we always talk
Heaven is
about.
a place on earth.
And if it was, it'd be in here
And here.
or Old Trafford, either one of the two. So we'll get straight back into it after watching some of our rivals play today. You know, it always makes it a little bit better when the Scousers lose and Chelsea get battered by Everton. So, you know, it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Well, I wasn't smiling like this last night.
We were.
I didn't know what to make of last night. As I say, it was at times the intensity of the passing, especially second half, and our passages of play, pass in and getting Cunha in, and some of the 1-2s with Bruno and Cunha, some of the best football that we played since the Arsenal away game. There were patches that were really pleasing.
Yeah.
Clear-cut chances, not enough. There was that chance in the first half where Bruno was really unlucky, where he hit it on the volley.
Yeah.
And the keeper's standing leg, which was on the line, saved it, rather than his leg that was behind the line. So no wonder Bruno put his head in his hands at that point. But that was a good effort, some good football. But I think, as you alluded to last night, with Sesko not on the pitch, some of them balls that Sesko was sending in was crying out for
screaming for him.
Was crying out for the 6'5" Slovenian who see strikers and confidence go hand in hand. And while a striker is in confidence, that's when you need to cash in.
Get him in, get in the minutes, get him on the pitch.
Ability, confidence, everything is there at the minute. He's on a high. I think that's when he'll be at his most danger. And that's why I've fancied him to do well against Liverpool coming up. I'm really desperate for him to start against Liverpool. I think he'll cause them all sorts of trouble.
He's got to.
Now, there were so many balls that come into that box, and there's so many balls played up to Mbeumo through the middle that you just know Sesko would have taken down. Even calmed the play a little, held it, and as I say, the importance of holding the ball up for midfielders and attacking players like Cunha, Bruno to play off it, and then Sesko to run into the box. And on this scoring streak, you know, he thinks he's going to score every game.
Every shot he has, he fancies himself.
Now look at tonight's game that we've just made us smile with Chelsea getting defeated, which really helps our qualification again.
Yeah.
Look, never mind Sesko. Look at a player like Beto.
Yeah.
He looks like should be playing for the Dog and Duck all season. Now he scores that finish tonight, and he's played like a man possessed because the confidence is there.
Believes in himself. You could see from the first minute.
The fans were up for him. They were support because he's got that great goal. They were suddenly, as you said, he looked like prime Drogba.
He looked like prime
against Chelsea.
That defence made him look fantastic. But that's the thing for me is Bournemouth's defence yesterday didn't fill me with any confidence. I don't think their midfield were pressing very well at all in that first half. So, what did you make of our starting 11? What do you think of character decisions?
See, we haven't got cup games, and at the moment we'll have next season by the look of it, which is obviously something to look forward to. Champions League and European football. So he's minimising the changes because we've been on such a good run. So it's hard to criticise when he's from the games that he's taken charge. We've taken more points than Arsenal.
Yeah,
but there comes a time when, as I say, you've got a striker, a natural goal-scoring striker of the ability of Sesko, where I really think he could have done some damage last night. I think Diallo is working very hard, especially defensively. But obviously, we want to see him, in the final third.
Yeah.
His decision making at the moment, at times, normally it's natural for him. He's thinking about things.
It's frustrating, isn't
he looks a little bit jaded. So why not? Why not put him on the bench? Why not rotate Mbeumo where he's been good on that right at times, swinging in a ball for Sesko when he cuts inside Mbeumo with that lovely left foot, like he did many times for Tony.
That was my point yesterday. Was I think we've got to a point where a line in the sand kind of has to be drawn now. I think Carrick's had time to look at it, and he's got to look. He's got, as I mentioned last night, you've got Dallo, you've got Mbeumo, and you've got Amad Diallo, and all three of them like to occupy similar space going forward. I think he'll use the best of Mbeumo down the middle. And I think Mbeumo's great traits at Brentford were whipping the ball in for his, as I said, his target man, or coming in and having a shot, which I think is really hard to stop.
Yeah.
I think Ahmad tries the same thing, but I just can't see him being as effective at the minute.
I think there are certain games where it'll work. Like an Anfield.
Yeah.
Van Dijk would have rather have had a scrap with Sesko, and he was uncomfortable with from the first minute with Mbeumo's movement, and then Mbeumo scores first minute. The Manchester Derby was another one.
Yeah.
It works.
But he ran off him.
But I don't think as a regular, especially when we're knocking the ball sometimes out of defence, high balls up to Mbeumo, he's not going to bring them down. He's not going to hold them like a Sesko could. And by doing that, you're not giving your team a break. Somebody like Sesko is actually holding the ball up, and he's so technically good that he links play. He'll lay it back to the midfield to Bruno or Kobe or Casa.
He brings others into play,
and he'll link the play, and then he'll carry on moving. And any little chance that falls in the box at the moment, he's reading where everything's going to drop, like he did last week.
Yeah, he's there, isn't he?
He's forced it in, and he got that goal against Villa when he come on last week. He just thinks he's going to score all the time. So as a team, as a manager, we want to cash in at the moment on that confidence. And if we do, that'll guarantee us qualification. The results have gone great since last night. So
point gained.
It looks now a better result than a point gained. With us being now 7 points clear of Chelsea, 6 ahead of Liverpool. West Ham, if they can fight for their lives and get something at Villa, where some teams have gone there recently and done well there. So there's no reason at the minute. West Ham are on a good run away.
I think Villa look gettable. We played them last week. Wasn't impressed with them at all, really. I didn't think they offered what you're used to with an Emery team is the high press and the flair going forward. And it just looked like they ran out of steam. It looks like the Europa League's got the better of them. And maybe they're doing what we did last year.
I hope so.
Where they're putting their eggs in that basket.
Even not even taking tomorrow's result, whatever way it goes, even a Villa win, whatever way it goes. Looking at the top 4, we remain third no matter what tomorrow. As I said, where the points difference between 5th and 6th now with Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah,
we've got 7 games. We've ticked off another game. We've got 7 games left. Now 4 games coming up. 3 of them are at Old Trafford. 3 of the next 4.
Say that one,
3 of the next 4. We've got Leeds at home.
We're a different animal.
We've got Brentford at home. And the Scousers at home, which I am chomping at the bit for.
I fancy them. I fancy playing them at the minute. I really, really do. I watched the Brighton game today. I saw the second half. They look a depth of ideas. They look lost at the back. Their midfield doesn't know whether to go forwards or back. And interesting stat that the commentary team brought up today was obviously you associate the Klopp Liverpool era with running.
High press.
They said under Slot this season, Liverpool in 26 of the 30 games they've played have been outrun by the opposition prior to today. And then in today's game, Brighton outrun them by 5k more.
Fabulous.
It's unforgivable. Oh, it's brilliant, but it's unforgivable in their terms.
Isn't it beautiful? Thing is with Liverpool, I've said about Liverpool this season that last season they all sort of like adored, hasn't he done great, and he's snot in his first season, but the legacy of Klopp was still there, carried on to the next season.
Yeah.
Now he's had a year of sort of like changing that round, and the results were starting to change towards the end of last year. He's brought players in. He's tried to get his own philosophy there, and his is more possession based. So they've gone from high press to possession, and that team gleefully looks confused.
It looks like
the caught between styles.
It does.
They don't know what They don't know, and it's beautiful.
Oh, it's fantastic for us to watch.
And as we've come flying through, we're in third, we're in a good position, and I say 3 of our next 4 we can virtually guarantee Champions League qualification in our next 4 games, especially by beating them. We've got Chelsea away.
Fancy them.
As the away game is Chelsea away, so there's no reason why we can't go there.
How bad were they today?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, garbage. They just look lost at the back. And then when you're looking to bring a certain Argentinian team leaking potential player on, wow, what do we reckon about him?
Well, there's a reason why even Everton fans are booing him at the moment. The Wrexham fans were booing him
Yeah,
when he was rolling around diving there the other week.
Embarrassing.
It's strange how his career has nosedived, and it's nosedived down to ego.
Yeah, too much.
Sadly, I was excited about him,
Yeah,
but
I was the same. I'll hold my hands up.
But as I say, when you look at the upgrade now,
it's not even close. It's not even close.
From Anthony and Garnacho to Cunha and then Mbeumo with Sesko. It's just an exciting time. And as I say, what I've said before on previous podcasts, there's more than green shoots there. We're not, if we'd have had a better December, I keep saying we'd have been in the mix now.
Yeah.
But we are where we are, and I kept saying that. Now, we are in a very good position. That's where we got ourselves. Credit to Michael Carrick and the lads.
Yeah,
gone back to a back four, playing players in their proper sound positions, and the results have come. So, long may it continue. Some good games coming up. Bit of a long wait for the next game. Is it 23 days or something? Got to wait now or something?
Yeah, some decent internationals on in the meantime. Obviously, with us being Welsh, the World Cup qualifiers are on. We'll see what happens with that. Without getting too political, what's going on in current world affairs. I want to touch upon it. I did talk about it a little bit last night. I don't want to blame performances on it. I don't like being them fans, but you can't ignore how poor it was last night. What did you make of the referee last night, Mr. Atwell?
I've never, ever been impressed with Stuart Atwell's refereeing.
No, he's poor, isn't he?
I'm old enough to remember the ghost goal in the Watford Reading game, which was just, look it up on YouTube if you've never seen it. It's ludicrous. He was promoted to become an elite referee. I think he was the youngest Premier League referee he was promoted to around 2012 or something like that. He was demoted in 2016 or something like that, a few years later, because of the high profile mistakes he was making and decisions. And obviously there was no VAR then, but the quality of refereeing has just deteriorated since VAR has come in. And the VAR team, it was on there last night. Pawson, was it?
Pawson again. It's the dynamic duo.
It's the dynamic duo who disallowed a perfectly good goal. The PGML come out and said it was a perfectly good goal, should have been allowed against Burnley. Thanks for that. Didn't help.
The Martinez one, yeah.
Thanks for that. Didn't help. It's no good now.
Yeah. They
could come out on Monday and apologise again. Well, that's no good to us.
4 points dropped.
Would have been 2-0 up instead of 1 each 20 seconds later. Different game.
Yeah.
And again, the same duo in that Burnley away game chose it upon themselves to completely ignore a clear stamp from Kyle Walker on Dorgu.
Yeah.
Now, I could only ask you, what would have been the decision if Casemiro was seen to stamp on somebody in the middle of the pitch?
He'd been given a 6-month prison sentence, I think.
Now, there's something not right. And you've only got to flash yourself back to Nottingham Forest's complaints about decisions going against them, which heavily involves Stuart Atwell. They got a $750,000 fine for it when, as a Luton fan, on VAR, he did a game between Everton and Nottingham Forest and denied Nottingham Forest three clear penalties in that game, and it was asked a question and put out there.
There's a lot of money riding on these games, and I've seen Alan Shearer,
talking today.
He's Newcastle through and through. He's got every reason not to back United, and because it could have easily been Newcastle last night that dropped the points in that manner. And he just can't get over the lack of consistency. Like I said last night, I've got no problem with neither of them being a foul. If that's the precedent they want to set, then that's fine. But when you give one and not the other, and you look at it and they are identical, if not, there's more on Ahmad.
All three penalties were holding offences.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They need to
all
decide
three
whether
were
they're giving them.
So you give none or you give them all.
Like Carrick rightly said last night, and he came out and he was as angry as we were, which is understandable. And he said, well, he's got one wrong, and he clearly has.
Well, he must have done, because it's
but
just
which one's he got wrong? Because he's given two of them, and he's got the Ahmad one completely wrong, if that's the case.
If you have a look now, I don't know whether you've ever seen on ESPN, Stevie Nicol, ex-Liverpool 80s player. He's a pundit on ESPN.
Okay.
Scottish defender.
Oh, yes, yeah, the glasses.
Good player, the glasses. Yeah. Now, he's the most anti-United pundit out there.
I know, yeah.
He's come out and said, after that game last night, United were robbed.
God. Well,
And I went, well, if Stephen Eccles saying, then that says a lot. But it's just ruined the game, destroyed the game we love. Danny Welbeck said today,
good old Danny,
old Danny boy,
super Danny Welbeck.
After his goals today, they said, you didn't do your DJ celebration. He went, no, he said, I'm scared to celebrate just in case they disallow it.
Yeah, it does take the fun out of football.
You can't disallow it until you go back to the halfway line and you find out if it's given. Where's the fun in football? It's gone.
I remember the scary thing for me was Dorgu's screaming against Arsenal. And I remember screaming, I think I bounced off this ceiling whilst watching it. And then I went, oh, and they were looking on the screen. And then Gary Neville said on commentary, oh, they can't disallow this.
No.
Because it's not what VAR was for. They're just taking the best part of football out of it, scoring a goal. Listen, if someone's offside and gained a clear advantage off it, or if there's something clear foul play and it's clear and obvious, I don't get where they're going with it.
Well, VAR deems a clear advantage is if the striker is a size 10 boot and the defender's a size 9. Oh, look, he's a toe offside. So depending on what size boots you wear, it could go forward against you at the moment. It's a ridiculous.
It's laughable.
And they're doing the VAR to that margins when they're letting wrestling in the box. That's become obscene now, and crowding the goalkeepers and people blocking and running and tugging shirts in the box. Anything goes in the box.
They need to get a grip of it, literally, pardon the pun. I am sick to death of watching the WWE style wrestling week in, week out in the Premier League. It's garbage. It's embarrassing to watch.
Well, it makes a mockery of the goal that VAR stopped the game in the Manchester Derby a few years ago and got the referee over to look at a screen when everyone was going, what's this for? When there was the slightest of pulls on the edge of the box from Hoyland with Rodri. When you look at that penalty now, that was given and the game was stopped to give it as an obvious, clear and obvious.
Defense,
to see what goes on now in all these corners and is coached, then it's just the game's gone mad.
It's laughable, and that's the problem. They've set the precedent this season. The referee needs to get a grip of it next season and go into it. I'll can our referee rant because I know we're terrible for going on.
I always did. I always got booked.
Never
agreed.
I remember I got booked for smiling once.
She smiled at a referee and got booked.
Dissent, apparently. But no, as I say, going forward,
it looks a better point now.
Yeah, it's a point gained.
The results today made me smile. It looks a better point and a hard-earned point with 10 men at the end. So
we'll take it.
We take it. We move on. We look forward to our next game in the horizon, whenever it'll be.
A couple of weeks now.
But by the time that game comes round, we will be chomping at the bit. Leeds at home. Let's have it.
We'll go and have a watch of them now and see how they get on.
Let's have it.
If you're wondering what sort of content we'll be doing the next couple of weeks, we'll be talking about a couple of United legends. We'll have a chat amongst ourselves, see who you fancy talking about. Talk about some classic Old Trafford moments, I think, going forward.
I could look at, we've done Robbo. We could look at Norman Whiteside. We could look at Paul McGrath. We could look at Stapleton. We could look at into the era moving forward, King Eric. We could look at Sparky Hughes. We could look at Keno. Anyone.
Plenty to get excited about.
We could look into your era of nearly your 30 years of following United. Who you've idolised growing up.
There's been a few. I can say now there's been a few
favourite games that you've enjoyed. So we've got so much to.
It's loads to go.
So much to enjoy, cover, reminisce, get memories, make people smile.
We'll try and keep you entertained during these down periods, especially throughout the summer. We'll start talking about transfers as well. I'm trying to hold off for a little bit because it's the silly season at the minute. I think when we get into the summertime, we'll start to talk more about transfers. But if you like what we're doing here, give us a follow, give us a like, show us some support. We want to keep doing this more, don't we? We really enjoy doing it. So
we talk about United all day anyway, so why not share it?
It'd be nice to do it on film anyway, so Anyway, guys, enjoy the international break. Come on, Wales. For those of you who do like sport Wales, any other nations, we'll back them as long as it's not poisonous this time.
And come on, the Leeds game. Let's have it. It's 3 weeks away. I'm counting the hours already. Come on, United.
Take care, guys.